Good morning, all. In the last session, we discussed about branches in the GitHub. Branches in the GitHub are used to maintain code bases for our project, right? So we will be creating one Git repository for our application. In one repository, we can create multiple branches. So this is called as Git repo. This is called as our Git repo. In the Git repo, by default, one branch will be created, guys. When you create the repository, some people will name it as a main branch, some people will name it as a master branch. So I'm going to keep this as a main branch. I'm going to keep this as a main branch. All right. And the next one here, we are going to create one more branch for our development activity, which is called as develop branch. We are going to create one more branch, which is called as develop branch for development activities, ongoing development activities. Then if any bug fixes are happening, then we will create a branch with a name called QA branch will be available for that. Any issues which are fixing by our teams for the production support, that can be done by using QA. And uh, any research that is happening in our project, then we can create a research branch. Or we can create some ongoing developments can be implemented by using feature branches. People will be creating a feature branch for their ongoing development activity, and some people will be doing some research and analysis on the project. For that one research branch, you can name anything, you can keep any name for the branch. Research branch will be available. Then after, we will be having a one branch called release branch, which is for deployment purpose. If we want to deploy the code to the production, then we are going to take a release branch. We will create one repository for one project. One project will have one Git repository. One project will have one GitHub repository. One project will have one GitHub repository. In one repository, we can create multiple branches. In one repository, we can create multiple branches. Branches are used to maintain multiple code bases for the parallel work in the project. Branches are used to maintain multiple code bases. Using branches, teams can work parallelly. Using branches, team members can do the work parallelly. Using branches, team members can do the work parallelly. Clear with my point? Now, repository will be created by administrator. Get repo will be created by Git admin for our project. Will be created by Git admin. Any team member can create the branch in the repository. Any team member can create branch in Get repo. Now, production deployments will happen from release branch. Production deployments will happen from release branch. Production deployments are going to happen from release branch. So now people are going to work with the Git repositories for the code integration and for code monitored purpose. So the developers are going to work on the project. Some developers will be working on the develop branch, some developers working on the QA branch, some people will be working on the future branch. Future means a new development that we are going to add, enhancement that we are developing for our project. Anybody who is doing R&D on the project, then they will go for research, and generally project production deployments will be happening from the release branch. Okay, now here, how to merge the changes from one branch to another branch. So let us see here how we are going to merge the changes from one branch to another branch. Let me go to my github.com. Let me go to my github.com. Let me show you the repositories here. 01 Devops app. No, not this one. Let me delete this repository. Click on delete the repository. Okay. Devops app to come. This is my empty repository, guys. I'm deleting this repository. It is asking my password. Confirm the incorrect password. Yes. So one dummy repository I have deleted. So let's check that what are the other repositories we have. 01 Devops Maven app 2. This is also a dummy repository. Let me go and delete it. If you don't want that, you can delete that repository. So fine, come back here. So 02 Devops Maven app. So here my project is available. In this project, I have multiple branches. Okay, now can we create one particular branch from the repository? Go to the branch, type a branch with a name called a future, create branch future from the main. Now I have created one future branch. Branch is up to date with the main, future branch got created. Now can you tell me how can I clone particular branch now? Now I want to clone particular branch. So can you tell me how can I clone only future branch here? Can you tell me how can I clone the future branch? What is the command to clone the future branch? What is the command I need to use to close the future branch? What is the command to clone the future branch? Git to clone -b branch name. Git to clone -b branch name URL. Git to clone -b, my branch name is future. Then I'm going to take this URL, copy this URL, and paste it. Git to clone -b future, then repository URL I'm taking so that I can clone it. Cloning into local. Now can you see the project is cloned? Currently I am outside of the project folder. Let me go inside of the project folder. This is very important. I'm in the inside of the project folder. Can you see what is the branch now? Currently I'm pointing to feature branch. Currently I'm pointing to feature branch. Can I create one file? Can I create one file in the project? Can I push to feature branch? Can I create one file in the feature branch and can I push that file to feature branch? Yes, I can do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, touch config.properties. I'm creating one file with a name called config.properties. That file is created. Okay, now let's go and check the status of that file. Git status. So what happened here with the git status? That file is untracked file. Can you tell me the commands? Can you tell me the commands that I need to use? Git add dot. Git add dot. I have added. Now check the git status. I'm able to check the git status and branch master. Your branch is up to date with origin master. Changes to be committed. Right. The file is added. The file is staged in now. Now I need to do the commit of this file. Git commit -m config file added. Config file added. Now I have done the commit. How to push the change to central repository? Git push. I'm pushing this file to my central repository. The file is pushed to central repository. In which branch I have done that commit, guys? Can you tell me? I have done the commit in the feature branch, or I have done the commit in the main branch. I have done the commit in the feature branch, not in the main branch. Okay, now I want to do branch merging. Whatever the changes are, developer has done some changes in the feature branch. Now the developer changes I want to commit from the feature branch to main branch. The changes which are happened in one branch, I want to merge to another branch. This is called as branch merging. This is called as branch merging. In order to do the branch merging, there is a concept called pull request. There is a concept called pull request. First of all, do you understand what is branch merging? Do you understand what is branch merging? The process of merging the changes from one branch to another branch is called as branch merging. The process of The process of merging the changes from one branch to another branch. From one branch to another branch is called as branch merging. The process of merging changes from one branch to another branch is called as branch merging. We will do branch merging by creating pull request. We will use pull request. We will use pull request for branch merging. Now, after the branches are merged, you can delete the old branches. If you want, you can keep them. Now, my future branch is having configured properties. Now, can you change from future to main? Can you see that in the main branch, do I have that configured properties? I don't have the configured properties in the main branch. I have the configured properties in the future branch. So generally, developers will be creating the future branches to do their work. Once their work is completed fully, then they will merge the changes from future branch to main branch. How they will do? By creating pull request. Now see here, compare and pull request. Compare and pull request. Config file added. Config file added. So here base branch is a main branch and comparing with the future branch is comparing with the base branch. The changes which are available in the future branch, I am merging to base branch called main branch. Able to merge, these branches can be automatically merged. There are no issues in this branch merging. Create a pull request. Okay, merging future branch changes to main branch. That is the comment. Merging future branch changes to main branch. Create a pull request. I have created my pull request, config file added. Once this pull request is created, here it is able to compare the future branch changes with the main branch. There are no problems in this comparison. That's it is allowed to merge it. Click on merge pull request, confirm merge, merge completed. Pull request successfully merged and closed. You are all set. The future branch can be safely deleted. Whatever the changes are available in the future, you can safely delete that branch. Now go to the code. Now can you see in the main branch also we got configured properties? Can you see that whatever the file is available in the future branch, is it coming to the main branch also? How I have done that merging? How I have done that merging? Pull request I have created. Okay, steps to do branch merging. Steps to do branch merging. Okay, here clone create feature branch from main branch, clone feature branch, create a new file, in feature branch, then commit and push to central repo. Go to repository, then create pull request to merge feature branch changes to main branch. Go to repository, go to GitHub repository, go to central repository, then create pull request to merge feature branch changes to main branch. Once feature branch changes are merged, to main branch, then we can delete feature branch if required. If you want, you can delete it. Otherwise, you can keep it also, no problem. This is also an interview question, guys, when you attend with Devops. So what is a branch in the GitHub? How to create branches in the GitHub? Okay, how to create the branches in the GitHub? Then what is a pull request? How you will do branches merging? These questions they are going to ask you. Create a feature branch from main branch, clone the feature branch, create new file in the feature branch, then commit and push to central repository. Go to central repository, then create pull request to merge the feature branch changes to main branch. Once the feature branch changes are merged to main branch, then we can delete feature branch if required. If required, we can delete it. So with this, are you clear with git branches merging and pull request? With this, are you clear with git branches merging, pull request? Very good, very good. Next one, what is git ignore? What is .git ignore? Can you tell me what is .git ignore? .git ignore is a file which is used to configure the files which we want to ignore from the git repository. Now, currently, see this guys, see this, when we are making some changes in the project, target is also going to commit. But actually, do you want to commit the target folder to the repository? Is it really required to commit the target folder to the repository? What is there in the target folder? Dart class files will be available and the jar file will be available. When we do the maven compile, maven package, again the dart class files will be created, again the jar file will be created. So do you need to keep the target folder in the git repository, or it is not required? Do we need to keep the target folder in the repository, or it is not required? It is not required. So can we ignore that? Can we ignore that target file? In order to ignore that target folder, we need to add .git ignore. We need to add .git ignore. Let me take it somewhere I have added. Yeah, .git ignore folder I'm going to take, guys. .git ignore file. .git ignore file I'm going to take. Using that .git ignore file, we can avoid that target folder. Now create the .git ignore. It is just a text file, guys. .ignore is the extension. When you open this, these all files can be ignored. Now see here, target folder I don't want, src main target folder I don't want. Based on some IDEs, this .class path folder is available. If you see in the project, we can see .class path files will be available and all .project folders will be available. All these things I don't want to commit. All these files I want to ignore. Whatever the folders or files you want to ignore from your project, those things you can configure in the .git ignore, so that those things will not be considered. Developers will be using IDEs to develop the project. Spring Tool Suite IDE, IntelliJ IDE, NetBeans IDE, Visual Studio Code IDE, like that. Developers will be using IDEs to develop the project. When they use the IDE related files will be created in the project. So no need to commit those folders and files to the repository. That's why those files and folders can be ignored by configuring in the git ignore file. So target folder I have configured. So whatever is there in the target, that will not be considered for the commit. That will be ignored. So what is the purpose of .git ignore file? This is a file. This .git ignore is used to configure the files or folders which we want to ignore from our commits. The files and folders which are not required to be committed to the Git central repository, the files and folders which are not required to commit to central repository, those things we can configure in .git ignore file. Sample.git ignore. .git ignore we can write like this. I'm giving you one sample.git ignore. Sample.git ignore file I'm giving you. So this you can create a file in your project with .git ignore. Then you can avoid those files from the commit. .git ignore. Understood? What is .git ignore? This .git ignore is used to configure the files or folders which we want to ignore from our commits. The files and folders which are not required to commit to central repository, those things we can configure in .git ignore file. Sample.git ignore file I have given for you guys. Target folder I don't want to commit. Example in Maven project, target folder will be available in Maven project. Target folder will be available in Maven project. Target folder will be available. That is not required. Target folder will be available, which is not required to commit, which is not required to commit to central repository. This we can configure in .git ignore file. Understood? What is .git ignore? They may ask this question in the interview. What is .git ignore? This .git ignore is used to configure the files or folders which we want to ignore from our commits. These files are folders. These files are folders which are not required to commit to the central repository can be configured in the .git ignore. Can be configured in the .git ignore. Are you clear with my point? Are you guys clear with my point? Very good. Very good. Fine. Next one. Next one. Guys, one of the famous interview question that they are going to ask here, Git merge versus Git rebase. Did anybody face this question in the interview? What is the difference between Git merge command and Git rebase command? Did anybody face this question in the interview? It is the damn sure interview question. What is the difference between Git merge and Git rebase? Very famous interview question. Okay, let's try to understand what is this Git merge, what is this Git merge, and what is this Git rebase. What is the purpose of these commands, and what is the difference between Git merge and Git rebase? These two commands, these commands are used to merge changes from one branch to another branch. These commands are used to merge changes from one branch to another branch. Git merge versus Git rebase. These commands are used to merge changes from one branch to another branch. Okay, now let me show you one small demo on this Git merge and Git rebase. Okay guys, let me do a small demo to explain you what is Git merge and what is Git rebase. Okay, let me go to Git bash here. I'm going to Git bash. Inside the Git bash, let us see Git status. Currently, this folder, my Git work folder is available in the 01 Devops folder. Is a Git folder? Is my status command working there? Why the Git status command is not working there? It is not a Git repository folder. How to make that folder as a Git repository folder? I will use a command called git init command. Right. I have executed a command called git init command. Understood? So that .git folder got created. That Git folder got created. That folder initialized my folder as a Git repository folder. So what is the default branch it is taking? When I do .git, what is the default branch it is considering for this folder? Can I say by default it is considering a master branch? Can I say that by default it is creating a master branch? Yes, by default it is creating a master branch. Can I create one file in the master branch? Touch m1.txt. Can I create one file in the master branch? Can I create one file in the master branch? Yes, I have created one file in the master branch. Touch m1.txt. Can you see what is the status of this file? This file is currently untracked file. I created a master branch. In that master branch, I have created a file called m1.txt. Now that file is currently untracked file. Then do let's git status. Let's do git status, that is untracked. Then git add of dot file is added to staging. Then git commit hyphen m. Then I can say added m1.txt. Added m1.txt. Then do git status. File is added. Working tree clean. Then do git log. Git log. Can you see that one log message is displaying? So commit ID will be generated for the commit or for the push. When the commit ID will be generated? Commit ID will be generated when I do the commit or when I do the push. When I do the commit ID generated. Currently I'm not pushing to the central, but I have committed to my local repository. So now observe guys, what I have done so far, is I have created one master branch. So this is the current status of my project. This is my master branch. In this master branch, I have created one file with a name called m1.txt. Is this what I have done now? So this is one master branch. In this master branch, I have created one file with a name called m1.txt. I have created one file with a name called m1.txt. Once I have done that m1.txt, I have committed that file. Then I'm going to create one branch called git branch future. Git branch future. Now, what happened here? Future branch is created. Future branch is created. Now, when I do this future branch creation, on top of this, from here, I have created a future branch. I have created a future branch. Future branch. Now, in this future branch, whatever the file I have created in the M1, will this file available in the future branch also? Will this file available in the future branch also? This is the current status of my branches. First, I have created a master branch. In the master branch, I have created a m1.txt. Then once the m1.txt file is created, then from there, I have created a future branch. So when I create the future branch, whatever the data available in the master branch, that data came to future branch also. So m1.txt file is available in the master branch as well as in the future branch. Let us check this. Now git checkout future. Am I able to check out to the future branch now? Currently, I am in the future branch. Can I check out to the master branch? Git checkout master. Am I able to switch from one branch to another branch? What is the command we are using to switch from one branch to another branch? Checkout branch name. Git checkout branch name. I'm in the master branch. Okay, right. So here git checkout feature. Git checkout feature. So are you clear with this? What I have done as of now? I have created a master branch. Inside the master branch, I have created a m1.txt file. I have committed that file, not push guys, just I have done the commit. Then from there, I have created my future branch. When I created a future branch, from master, I have created a future. So whatever the data is available in the master, that data came to future branch now. Whatever the data is available in the master, that data came to future branch now. So I'm able to check out the future branch. Currently, I'm pointing to future branch. Now do git status. Working tree clean. Working tree clean. Now let me add one file in the future branch. Okay, let me add one file in the future branch now. Go to this, touch, go to this, touch f1.txt. I'm adding f1 file in the future branch. Touch f1.txt. Git status f1 file is added. Git add dot f1 file. Git commit -m f1 added f1.txt. Added f1.txt. That I have done commit here. I have done the commit here. Then do git log. Can you see? Two commits I have done. One commit I have done in the master branch, added m1.txt. You see, this commit ID is belongs to master branch. This commit ID belongs to future branch. So where I have done the commit, after this m1 file got created, then I have created one file called f1.txt. Where the f1.txt file got created, f1.txt file created in the master branch or f1.txt file created in the future branch now? f1.txt file created in the master branch or f1.txt is created in the future branch now? Okay, okay, very good. Now let us see the magic here guys. Let us see the magic here. Currently I am pointing to which branch? Currently I'm pointing to which branch? Can you see that? Currently I'm pointing to which branch? Future. How many files are available in the future branch now? How many files are available in the future branch? m1.txt file available, f1.txt file is available. Git checkout master. Oh, can you see here only m1.txt displaying? Can you see here only m1.txt displaying? Now see git checkout. Let us see git checkout feature. Git checkout future. Can you see both files are displaying m1.txt and f1.txt? Can you see both files are displaying? If I do git checkout feature, you observe these files which are displaying here. You observe the files which are displaying. Git checkout feature already on the feature branch. When I'm in the feature branch, it is displaying f1.txt and m1.txt. Git checkout master. When I switch to master, only m1.txt is displaying. Are you clear with this diagram? Are you clear with this diagram? Master is there. Inside the master I have created m1, I have committed. After m1 file got committed, then I have created the feature from the master. So whatever the data available in the master, that data came to the future. After that, I have done some changes in the future branch. I have committed that. So how many commits we have done as of now? How to check the commit history? Git log. How to check the commit history? In the master branch, I have only one log because I have done only one commit in the master branch. If I go for future, in the future branch, two commits are there. One is the master branch m1 commit, another one is the future branch f1 commit. Very good. Guys, here, after doing this one, now I am going to create one file in the master branch with a name called m2.txt. I'm going to commit one more file in the master branch with a name called m2.txt. Assume that I am working on the master branch, somebody is working on the future branch. So this is what master branch work is doing by me. Ashok is working on the master branch changes, and here some Raju is working on the future branch changes. Ashok is working on the master branch, Raju is working on the future branch. When I am doing the work in the master branch, after my m1 file is created, Raju created a future branch. Raju working on the future branch. Raju is working on the future. I am working on the master. In the master branch, I have created m2. Now tell me, m2 file is created before feature branch creation or after feature branch creation? M2 file is created before feature branch creation, after feature branch create, before feature branch or after feature branch? After feature branch. After feature branch creation, this m2 file is created. Now Raju want to take my changes from the master branch to his future branch. Raju want to take my changes from the master branch to future branch. So what is the command he is going to use? How many options he is having now? How many options that Raju is having to merge the changes from the master branch to future? If you go for web console, here there is a pull request, but here I'm using from GUI. If you want to merge the changes from one branch to another branch from the repository directly, there is a pull request option. I don't want to create the pull request. I want to manage that from the git bash. I want to manage that from the git bash. If you want to merge the changes from one branch to another branch directly from the GitHub repository, there you have a pull request option. I don't want to merge from the pull request. I want to merge by using a git bash commands. How many commands are available to merge the changes from one branch to another branch? Merge command is available. Rebase command is also available. Are you guys clear with my point? Are you guys clear with my point? Guys, basically in the real time, we don't use these commands because happily we are going to create a pull request. Happily we are going to create a pull request and we can merge it. If you don't want to merge by using pull request, you want to merge only by using git bash commands, then you have two options. One is git merge, another one is git rebase. But do you think that which one is easy? Which one is easy? Which one is easy? Merging the branches from the repository is easy with pull request, or merging the branches from rebase and this one is easy? Generally people will go for pull request. Okay, but in the interview they will ask only this question: what is the difference between merge and rebase? So are you clear with this, whatever the work I have done so far? Are you clear with this? Whatever the work I have done so far? I'm repeating once again, concentrate. I'm repeating once again, concentrate. Here, I have taken one master branch. In that master branch, I have created m1.txt. I have done the commit also. Here, I have done one committed. I have done one commit. This is already committed. After that, from this master, I have created a future. So M1 will come to the future branch or not? M1 came to future branch. Once future branch is created, we got the M1 file. In the future, I have created one F1 file. F1 file is there. That F1 file is also committed. F1 file is also committed. Raju is working on the future branch. I'm working on the master branch. After future branch got created, then I have created one more file in the master branch with a name called m2.txt. With a name called m2.txt. Okay. I have created one file with a name called m2.txt in the master. Let me do that file creation in the master. Currently, I am in the master. Let me do touch m2.txt. Git status. Git status. Okay, let me add this. Let me add this file. Git add dot. Git commit -m. Added m2.txt. Fine, completed. Okay, with this, guys, see here what we have done with this. I have created m2.txt and I have committed this. I have committed this. Are you clear with this work? Are you clear with this work? Steps let me give you. Master branch created. Master branch created. Created m1.txt in master and committed. From master we have created feature. We have created future. Okay. Switch to feature branch. Create f1.txt in future and committed. Uncommitted. Here master contains m1.txt. Future contains m1.txt and f1.txt. Are these points are clear? First, I created a master. In the master, I have created m1 and I have committed. Master branch created. Whenever you do git init, that master branch is creating by default. Then created m1.txt in the master and committed. Created m1.txt in the master and committed. From master, create future branch. Once the feature branch is created, then switch to feature branch by using git checkout feature. We have created the feature. Create f1.txt in the future and commit it. Master contains m1.txt, future contains m1.txt and f1.txt. Switch to master branch. Switch to master branch. Switch to master branch. Create m2.txt in the master and commit it. Create m2.txt in master and commit it. Now here master contains m1.txt and m2.txt. Feature contains m1.txt and f1.txt. Is this understanding correct now? Merge master branch changes to feature branch by using git merge command. Now we have to merge master branch changes to future branch. We have to merge master branch to feature branch. This is the task. Guys, I'm explaining in detail because it is a damn sure interview question. There is no doubt. It is a damn sure interview question. git merge command versus git rebase command. Git merge. So what is the purpose of git merge? Git merge is used to merge the changes from one branch to another branch. So first one, master branch created. So with the git init command, I have created the master branch. Create the m1 file in the master and commit it. Then create the future branch created. When I create the future branch from the master, m1 also came. Then I switch it to future branch. I have created a f1 file in the future, I have committed. So at this stage, master contains only m1.txt, future contains m1.txt and f1.txt. Then I'm coming back to my master branch and I have created one new file in the master which is called m2.txt. m2.txt and I have committed. So at this stage, what happened? Master contains m1.txt and m2.txt. Future contains m1.txt and f1.txt. The person, the developer who is working on the future branch want to take the latest changes from the master, because I am working whatever the code I am writing in the master branch, that future branch developers also need the same code. So here, instead of he is creating the code again in the future, he want to take the code which is done by me in the master. So he want to merge the changes from the master branch to future branch. This is the work. I want to merge the changes from the master branch to the future branch. How many ways we can merge the changes from the master branch to the future branch now from the git bash? How many ways we can do this merging, guys? In two ways we can do this. In two ways we can do this. What are those two ways? One is by using merge command. Another one is by using rebase command. Are you guys clear with this one? Are you guys clear with this one? Okay. Now, currently I am pointing to which branch now? Currently I am pointing to which branch now? Tell me. Currently I am pointing to which branch now? Currently I am pointing to master branch. In the master branch, what are the files available? M1 file is available, M2 file available. Can I switch to feature branch now? Switch it to future. What are the files available in the future? What are the files available in the future? M1.txt available, F1.txt is available. M1.txt available, F1.txt is also available. Okay, now I want to merge the changes. I want to take the changes from the master branch to future branch. So what command I need to execute in the future? Git merge. What is the command I need to use, guys, now? Git merge. Git merge. Git merge master. Observe carefully. Currently, I am in the future branch. From the future branch, I am executing a command called git merge master. Okay, currently I am in the future. In the future branch, which command I am executing? Git merge master. Now execute. Execute. It is asking a commit, guys. Whenever I have executed that, it is asking a commit. Why are you merging? Merge master branch to future branch colon q, enter. Then I have done the merge here. When I have done the merge here, can you see in the future branch m2 file also came? Can you see that m2 file also came? Yes or no? What is the command I have used to merge that? Git merge command I have used to merge it. Yes, right. Now let us do git log. Oh, when I do git log, what is the log I am seeing? Future branch log I am seeing. Added m1txt, that file, added f1txt, that log, added m2 in the master. Then I have committed the m2. Then I have merged from master to future. All the commit history is displaying or not? All the commit history is displaying or not? Come on, guys. That means whatever the commits you have done in the master, the complete commit history is coming to the future here. Here I have done git merge command. Here I have done git merge command. Here I have done git merge command. So here the difference between git merge and git rebase is all about the commit history only, guys. The interviewer is asking a question, What is the difference between git merge and git rebase? So work wise both are same. Both are used to merge the changes from one branch to another branch. So now as of now, I have done changes in master branch and I have merged the changes from the master to future. When I do merge from the master to future, it is displaying all the commit history. If anybody look at this log in the future, they can easily understand that what are the commits happened in the master, what are the commits happened in the future. The complete log will be displayed when you go for that. The complete log will be displayed when you go for that. Are you clear with my point? Can I take a screenshot of this log? Can I take a screenshot of this log? I want to compare the log of merge and rebase. Okay, I have taken a screenshot of this log. So this log is belongs to which command, guys? This log is belongs to which command? This log is belongs to, well, let me do one thing. Let me go for a Word document. Comparison for merge and rebase I want to do. For that we need to take it. Okay, good. So this is the log I have taken for merge command. Now let me close this. Let me go back. Let me delete everything. Let me delete everything. I want to do the rebase demo now. Git merge demo completed. So do you understand how I have done git merge demo? Do you understand how I have done the git merge demo? If you look at this diagram, then you can understand how I have done the git merge demo. Now you understand how I have done the git merge demo. Anybody having questions here? How I have executed git merge? Simple. I'm repeating once again, concentrate. Simple. I'm going to repeat this, concentrate. Master branch I have created. In that master branch, I have created M1 file and I have committed M1 file. I have created a master branch. In that master branch, I have created M1 file and I have committed that M1 file. After M1 file is committed, I have created a feature branch. Okay, let me give the numbering also so that you can understand. First, I have created master branch. This is step 1. Then in that, I have created M1 file and I have committed. After that commit, I have created F1 file. I have created a feature branch. First master branch created. In the master branch, I have created a M1 and I have committed the M1. Then I have created a feature branch. When I create a feature branch from the master, M1 is already there in the master. So M1 also came into feature. Once it is done, then I have created F1 file in the future. Then I have committed. F1 file I have created, then I have committed in the future. Are you clear with these 4 steps now? Are you clear with the 4 steps? Master created. In the master, I have created M1 and committed. Then after I have created the feature, feature got the M1 also because feature created from the master. Then after F1 file created in the future, then I have committed. After that F1 is committed, I came back and done some changes in the master. I have created M2 file in the master and I have committed. Now, whatever the new change is available in the master, that change I want to merge it to the future. Because I am working on the master branch, Raju is working on the future branch, Raju is doing some work in the future, I am doing some work in the master. Whatever the work I have done in the master at the 5th step, Raju also want the same code. Now Raju, instead of writing the code again in the future, whatever I have already implemented, Raju want to take the code which I have done in the master. So Raju want to merge the changes from the master branch to feature branch so that he can take my latest code into feature. So I have done the change in the master branch. Raju is working on the future branch. Whatever the change I have done in the master is not there in the future. Now Raju want to merge my change from the master branch to feature branch. For that we have 2 options. One option is a git merge option. Another option is a git rebase option. Currently Raju has done the git merge by using git merge command. So whatever the M2 file I have created in the master, that M2 file is merged into feature also. Are you guys able to follow me? Are you guys able to follow me? From which branch I have executed merge command? Can you tell me? Who will execute merge command? Ashok is working on the master, Raju working on the future. Who will execute the merge command? Who will execute the merge command? Raju will execute on the future branch because Raju want to take my changes. Raju want to take my changes. So Raju will execute the merge command from the future. Then what happened? Whatever the changes I have done in the master, Raju is able to merge my changes to his future branch. So Raju executed the merge command. Raju will execute this merge command from the future. Are you guys clear with my point now? Are you guys clear with point? Yes. When I do that merge command, when I do that merge, some commits happen. Then I'm able to take the log of that. Then I'm able to see M1 commit, F1 commit, M2 commit, merge commit. Am I able to see all the commits here? Am I able to see all the commits here? Very good. Now, can we do this for rebase also? Same thing. Can I repeat? Everything is same. The only one difference is what? Instead of a merge command, he will execute rebase command. That's it. The remaining complete steps are same as it is. As it is. Okay. So before going to do this, let me share it in the Telegram. Okay. Yes, this is the most confusing interview question in the merge command, rebase command. Most of the people will fail to answer this question. Yes. Git merge command. Okay. Chalo. Now let's do the work for the rebase. Let's do the work for the rebase. Observe carefully. Same commands I'm going to execute once again. So currently I have a empty folder. Open git bash. Open git bash here. Very good. How to initialize my folder as a git repository folder? Can you tell me? How to initialize my folder as a git repository folder? Can you tell me? I'm going to do that by using git init. I'm going to do that by using git init. Okay, fine. Yes, completed. So when I do git init, it is considering as a which branch now? It is considering as a which branch now? Master. Considering as a master branch. Then do one thing, touch m1.txt. I have created a file called m1.txt. Touch m1.txt. Then git status. It is untracked. It is untracked. Git add dot. Git commit -m added m1.txt. File is added. So can I draw the work? What I have done now? I have created a master branch. In that master branch, I have created one file with a name called m1.txt. Can I say like this? So this is my master branch. In this master branch, I have created my m1.txt and I have committed that m1.txt. Commit. Commit. That also completed. Okay. Then see git log. Can I say m1 file is committed? This is a commit ID. I have done the commit in the master branch. So is this diagram clear for you? Master branch created. In the master branch, I have created m1 file. M1 file I have committed. Then I want to create a future branch, guys. Can you tell me the command to create a future branch? Git branch future. From the master branch, I'm executing this command. That means from the master, future branch will be created. Future branch got created. Now, after this m1 file is committed, I have created a future branch. So in the future branch, what are the files available now? In the future branch, what are the files available now? Can I say that in the future branch, m1.txt file is available? Can I say that m1.txt file is available in the future? Yes, because From the master, I have created the feature. So whatever the files available in the master, everything came to feature branch also. Now, can I switch to feature branch? Currently, I'm pointing to the master. Can I switch to my feature branch? Can I switch to my feature branch? How to switch to the feature? Git checkout feature. I switch it to feature. Fine. Let me create one file, touch f1.txt in the future. Git status, f1 file is available. Git add dot, that file I have added to staging area. Git commit -m added f1.txt. Committed. That's fine. Now I have done a commit in the future. Here I have created one file with a name called f1.txt. I have committed one file in the future. That file name is called as f1.txt. Clear as of now? Clear as of now? f1.txt. All right. Now git log. In the future, how many commits are there? It is displaying. It is displaying m1 commit. It is displaying f1 commit in the future. Now come back to master. Come back to master. In the master, I am going to create one more file with a name called m2.txt. In the master, I am going to create one more file with a name called m2.txt. Currently, I am pointing to which branch? Currently, I am pointing to my feature branch. Can I switch to master branch now? Can I switch to master? See the files available in the future. M1 is available, F1 is available. Let me switch to master. Git checkout master. In the master, which file is available? Can you see only M1 is available in the master? Only M1 is available in the master. Touch m2.txt, git status, git add dot. Now git status file is added. Git commit -m added m2.txt. Okay, git log. Now can you see in the master log, it is displaying m1 file is added, m2 file is added. Then I have done the commit of this. I have done the commit of this m2. Now let me give the numbers. First I have created a master branch created. In the master branch, I have created a m1 file. Then I have done the commit. Then after I have created a feature. Then after I have created f1 and I have committed. Then I am coming back to the master and I am creating a m2 file. Is this clear? Is this clear for all of you? Okay, now same again. Raju is working on the future branch. This work is doing by the Raju. Raju is working on the future. I am working on the master. Raju working on this. Raju working on master. Sorry, Raju working on future. Ashok is working on master. Ashok working on master. Raju working on future. Ashok working on master. Whatever the code done by the Ashok in the master branch, Raju want to take this. After future branch creation, after future branch creation, Ashok done some changes. Ashok done some changes in master. That is the whole idea of discussing this merge and rebase. Raju is working on future. After future branch creation, Ashok done some changes in the master. Are you guys clear with this point now? When I have created M2 I have created before feature creation, after feature creation. M2 is created before feature creation, after feature creation. After feature creation. After feature branch creation, Ashok done some changes in the master. Raju want to take master changes. Raju want to take master branch changes into feature branch. Raju want to take master branch changes into feature branch. Now, how Raju can take the master branch changes to the feature branch here? From here, Raju want to take the changes to here. What command he is going to execute now? He is going to execute a command called git rebase command. He is going to take a command called git rebase command. Earlier, we have taken Earlier we have taken merge command. Now we are going to take the rebase command. Now who will execute the rebase? Ashok will execute the rebase from the master. Raju will execute the rebase from the future. Raju should execute the rebase from the future because Raju want to take the Ashok changes. Chalo. Now go to future branch. Now let's go to future branch, guys. See here. Currently I am pointing to master. What are the files available in the master? What are the files available in the master? M1 is available, M2 is available. Now, can I switch to future? Git checkout future. What are the files available in the future? M1 is available, F1 is available. M2 available in the future or M2 not available in the future? M2 available in the future or M2 not available? Now Raju want to take the changes. Already we have seen git merge. Now can I go for git rebase now? Can I go for git rebase now? Git rebase. Oh, git rebase. There is no tracking information. Okay, fine. What is the mistake I have done? Did I specify which branch changes I want to rebase? No. Git rebase branch name we have to give. Git rebase master. I want to do the rebase of the master branch. I want to do the rebase of the master branch. Okay, clear this. Chalo. Currently I'm pointing to future. In my future I have F1 and M1. Then let's do git rebase of master. Guys, observe carefully. Successfully rebased and updated. Did I get the M2 to the future branch? Did I get M2 to the future branch now? What option I have used now to merge the changes? What option Raju used to merge the changes now? Rebase. So whatever the M2 file is available in the master, is that M2 file came to future branch also? M2 file came to future branch also. Okay, sir. Both are same thing only now. You have done the git merge, you have done the git rebase. In both scenarios, M2 file came to future. But what is the difference? Now observe carefully. Git log. Okay, can you see the log file? Can you take the screenshot of this log and can we compare this now? Git rebase master. Take this log. Where is the Word document, Baba? There is that Word document. Yes, it is here. Can I take one more Word document? I want to show you the comparison. Let's do this. Side by side, I want to compare the log. Whatever we have experimented from last 40 minutes to understand this comparison only. Okay, guys. Now, see here, this is rebase and this is merge, guys. That is rebase and this is merge. Git log. This is rebase, this is merge. Can you see any comparison? Can you see any difference here? Can you see any difference in the log? When I go for this is git merge, guys, left side is the rebase log, right side is the merge log. Left side is the rebase log, left side is the rebase log, right side is the merge log. Merge also done in the future, rebase also done in the future because future branch want to take the changes from the master. Can you see any difference in the log of the merge and rebase? The difference is only in the log only. Work-wise both are same. Work-wise both are same. The difference is there in the log history. The difference is there in the log history for both merge and rebase. If you can understand the difference in the log history, that means you are good to go with rebase and merge interview question. Come on, can you find out the difference? What is the difference you observed? Committee history is preserved. Committee history is preserved when you go for merge command. You will understand who has done the merge. What is the committee history? That complete committee history will be displayed in the merge command. Whatever the commits happened in the master, whatever the commits happen in the future, that committee history is preserved. The committee history is preserved in the merge option. Can you see here? Whenever I have done the merge, and when I see the log here, m1 file committed in the master, then f1 file committed in the future, then m2 file committed in the master, then master is merged to the future. Can we see the work history in the merge command? Who has done what change? That commit history is preserved in the merge command. Are you guys able to understand? When you go for git merge, what is happening? Git merge is used to merge the changes from one branch to another branch. That merge command is maintaining the commit history. Merge command is maintaining the commit history. Now, when you go for the rebase command, m1 commit is there, m2 commit is there, f1 commit is there. But who has done the rebase? Is it displaying who has done the rebase when the rebase has done? The last commit is missing in the rebase. The last commit is missing in the rebase. That is the difference between the merge and rebase. When you go for the rebase, who has done the rebase? When the rebase has done, that will not be available. It will show that the complete project is rebased. Who has done, when it has done, you don't know. The only difference between the merge and rebase, merge command will give you the complete commit history, whereas rebase command will completely is going to rebase the project from the starting. Commit history will not be, rebase history will not be displayed when you go for rebase option. That is the only difference between merge and rebase, guys. It's a very famous interview question, damn sure. What is the difference between merge and rebase? What is the purpose of the merge and rebase? What is the purpose of the merge and rebase? These commands are used to merge the changes from one branch to another branch. But when to go for merge, when to go for rebase, when to go for merge and when to go for rebase? Can you guys tell me? When to go for merge and when to go for rebase? I hope you got the clarity now. When to go for merge and when to go for rebase. If you want to preserve your committee history, if you want to preserve your committee history, if you want to track it, who has done which change and everything, then you will go for git merge. Git merge. Now, here guys, there are so many changes that happened in the master branch. Master branch changes I want to push to the future. I don't want to bother about who has done the rebase and all. Complete project I want to tip on the future. Then I will take them rebase command. Rebase command. I want to hide the history. Who has done what work? Okay, from 1 year onwards, we have done the work. Our work is completed. We have delivered to the client. Now we are going to start the new enhancement. When I am going to work on the new enhancement, I will not bother about who has done the change on which code. Complete project I want to rebase. and I am not bothered about the commit history, I will go for rebase. When we will go for the merge, my project development is ongoing. I want to track each and everything, who is working on what. My project development is in progress. I want to track each and everything, who is working on what. Then I will go for git merge. My project development is completed, delivered also. We are going to work on the new enhancement. When I am working on the new enhancement of the project, will I bother about who has done which change in the master? Because a new enhancement is going to start. Previous work history not required, because whatever the previous work we have done, that is already delivered to the client, that is already went to the production. We no need to bother about that. That work is already delivered to the client, we no need to bother about it. Now guys, see here, we are working on the project. This is my project. People are working on the project. Now, this project work is in progress. Multiple developers are working on multiple branches. Some people are working on the master. Some people are working on the develop. Some people are working on the feature branch here. Some people are working on the master branch. Some people are working on the develop branch. Some people are working on the feature branch. Project is not yet delivered to the client. People are working. Next month or after 2 months, we have a delivery. When the project development is in progress, when the project development is in progress, people are merging the changes from the master branch to feature branch, from feature branch to develop branch. Like that, people are merging the changes. Work is in progress, we need to deliver. When the work of the project is in progress, do you need to consider the committee history, or committee history not required? We are working on it. We need to deliver our work to the client. Committee history is required, committee history is not required. Committee history required, because if somebody has done the change, it is affecting my code. I need to track it, or I no need to track it? I need to track it. Who is doing what change? Because we have a delivery in 2 months. We are going to deliver the project in 2 months. If somebody done the wrong commit, we need to figure out who is that idiot, who is doing a wrong commit. We need to figure out that problem. Then when your work is in progress, when you have a delivery, when you want to track the complete history of the commits, then which command is required? Merge command is recommended, or rebase command is recommended? Merge command is recommended, or rebase command is recommended in this scenario? People are working parallel in the multiple branches. We need to deliver the code to the client. Who is doing what commit? I want to track each and everything. Who will maintain the committee history clearly? Who will maintain the committee history clearly? Merge command will maintain the committee history clearly. Who is doing what? Who has done the merge? Who merged the changes from one branch to another branch? When the merge happened, everything we are going to track. For that, we are using merge command. Okay, now guys, see here, my project development is completed. My project development is completed. We have delivered the project to the client also. My final code is available in the release branch. My final code is available in the release branch. Code is delivered. Yesterday code delivered to the client. Project is in the production. Okay, done. Now from tomorrow we are going to start the new enhancement in the same project. Final code, whatever the final code is available, that final code we have delivered to the client from the release branch. Final code will be delivered to the client from the release branch. Now whatever the code is available in the release, I want to take the release code to the develop branch so that I can start the new development. Project already delivered, new requirement we are going to start for the next release. When I want to develop a new requirement for the next release, code is already delivered. From fresh development I'm going to do from tomorrow. Do I need the commit history of the release now? Do I need the commit history? Because already the project development is completed. We have delivered to the client also. That is successful. Client gave a new enhancement. From tomorrow, new team is going to start the new enhancement. Whatever the code is available in the release branch, I want to keep that code into develop so that a new team is going to start the enhancement work on the same project. In this scenario, do I need the commit history of the release? I don't need the commit history of the release now. New enhancement I am going to develop from tomorrow. In this scenario, what command I am going to use? In this scenario, what command I am going to use? Am I going to use merge command? Am I going to use rebase command? Rebase command. Now, do you understand when to go for merge, when to go for rebase? Did you get the full clarity? When you want to track the changes of the commit history, when you want to track the commit history, then you should go for merge command. When you don't want to track that history of your merge, then go for rebase. Generally, when people are going to develop the new enhancement after one release completed, then we will go for that. When the project ongoing development is happening for a release, then we will go for merge. Once the project is delivered, when you are going to start the next release, within the release, now you know the sprint, right? When we are in the sprint, ongoing development is happening with for the sprint. When we are working for a particular release, then you will use the merge command. Once release completed, you want to start the development for the next release, then you will go for the rebase command. Okay, here assume that guys, we have two sprints. We have two sprints. Sprint 1 is available, sprint 2 is available. Agile methodology we are going to follow. We have a sprint 1 and we have a sprint 2. Sprint 1 is available, sprint 2 is available. When people are working on the sprint 1, how to merge the changes? Now here, let me take the branches here. Master is available, future is available, release available. Master branch is available, then future branch is available, future branch is available, then release branch is available. Release branch available. I want to merge the changes from the master branch to future branch. Which command we are going to use here? Future branch changes I want to merge to release branch. Which command we are going to use? This is work we are doing for one sprint. Within the sprint we are going to do. Are you going to use the rebase command or you are going to use the merge command? Here we will do merge command because we are working for a particular release. We need to understand who is doing what. Okay, sprint completed. Sprint completed. I want to take the code from the release branch to sprint 2 work. Sprint 2 work. In the sprint 2, I have a develop, I have a master, I have a release. In the sprint 2, I have a develop branch. Okay. Whatever the changes are there in the release branch from the sprint 1, I want to take to sprint 2. Which do I need the commit history of the sprint 1? वो already deliver हो चुका है. Already it is delivered. When the project is already delivered, I'm going to start the new sprint. When I'm going for the new sprint, do I really need to take the merge or only rebase is sufficient? Rebase is sufficient. Why? Already delivered. I no need to track the history. I want the whole project as it is. That's it. Whatever the latest code available in the release, I want the latest code. On top of the latest code, I'm going to do the sprint 2 development. Clear, guys? As the DevOps engineer, you are responsible to create the new branches when the release is completed. So you should have a full clarity. Why? Because once the project is delivered, then people are going to start the new development. For the new development, you need to give the latest code from the release to the develop so that they can start the sprint 2 development. To start the sprint 2 development, whatever the code we delivered to the client in the sprint 1, that code we are going to use for the sprint 2. On top of the sprint 1 code, we are going to do the sprint 2 development. When I want to do the sprint 2 development on the sprint 1, I will take the latest code of the sprint 1 to the sprint 2. Where is the latest code of the sprint 1? It is in the release branch. The final code will be delivered from the release branch. So whatever the code available in the release branch, I want to bring that latest code to sprint 2. Then I will do rebase because sprint 1 commit history I don't want. Already it is delivered. Already it is delivered. Now, do you understand? Are you able to understand when to use merge and when to use rebase? Guys, is this clear? I hope your questions are clarified. When to go for merge and when to go for rebase. Okay. Git merge will maintain. Git merge will maintain commit history. Git rebase will not maintain that rebase history. Okay, when we are working on particular sprint and we want to merge changes from one branch to another branch, then we will use git merge command. Okay, when we deliver, once sprint is delivered, once sprint 1 is delivered, then we want to take latest code of sprint 1 to start sprint 2 development. In this scenario, we don't need the commit history. So we will use git rebase command. Good man. I tried my best to explain you what is merge and what is rebase. I hope you understood this concept. Samjha? People, guys, please respond. Please respond. I tried my best in explaining you what is merge and what is rebase. And I have given a real-time scenario also, when to go for merge and when to go for rebase. So why I'm explaining you this is, in the company as a DevOps engineer, you need to deal with these branches, guys. When you are going to do the deployments, right? You need to do the branches merging. You need to do the branches rebasing also. It is every DevOps engineer activity. That's the reason they will ask this question in the interview. You tell them that very clearly. When the sprint development is happening, if they want to merge the changes from one branch to another branch, then you will go for the merge command. It will maintain the commit history. Once one sprint is completed, then I want to take the branch changes to the new branch for the sprint 2 development. Then I will go for the rebase, because new sprint is going to start. I don't need the commit history of the old sprint. Good. Fine. Thank you, guys. Fine. Anybody having questions, you can raise your hand. I'm open for your questions now. Yeah. Hi, guys.
Hello, sir. This is Ashraf Khan.
Yeah. Hi, Ashraf.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Very good.
Sir,
Good
actually,
evening, Ashraf. Tell me. Yeah.
my question is not regarding to content. Actually, I was missed some classes due to my sister marriage. So I missed the classes. So I want to take backup videos. So it is possible. Can you share? Otherwise, like 3,000
Yeah.
more I have to pay.
Yes, sir. You upgrade your plan to backup videos plan so that you will get all the videos.
Sir, what is the procedure to upgrade that one?
Yeah. So you have done already enrollment. You have sent a mail, right? Complete
Yes,
the
right,
remaining
sir.
payment and send a mail so that you will be added to the videos plan.
So, sir, now I'm going to pay. So tomorrow morning, it is possible to take all
Yes, sir.
this.
By tomorrow afternoon, you will get it.
Okay, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, sir.
Ashok, could you please show me that diagram? I just have one question to ask actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you said that after ongoing development, that is sprint one, we generally used to make a git rebase, right? So that we would not have our sprint one commit history in the sprint two, right?
Right.
So after taking git rebase, and when after that we have to make always git merge, right? Because
Yes.
for
Right.
that sprint two, we need to maintain the commit history, right?
Yes. Right.
Okay, the first one is git rebase, and after that we can consistently make the git
Yes.
merge,
Right.
right?
Once. So first time, when I am going to take the code which is available in the release branch, whatever the code is available in the release, right? Now
Yes.
that code I want to take to the developer branch of this. Okay. A release branch is having a latest code. from this release branch, I'm going to take the rebase to the develop branch.
Right.
So why I'm taking the rebase here?
Because we did not want the
It is a
commit
completely
history.
new release. It is completely
Yes.
new release, right? Now, once I'm doing the release branch, then whatever the changes are happening from the develop branch to the another branch, if I want to merge the changes, then what command I will use here?
Git
Within the
merge.
sprint, I will use git merge.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Got it? Within the sprint, I will use git merge. Once you are taking the code of one sprint to the another sprint for the fresh development, then you will go for the rebase because we don't need the whole history.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
Good, sir.
Thanks.
Sir,
Good.
I have a question.
One by one, guys. One by one. Today, so many people will have question. I know that it is a very confusing topic and frequently asked question in the interview, guys.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Sir, usually when we are developing projects, I am using only git pull commands. I never used this git merge.
Yeah, yes, sir. Basically, git merge. You have not. Are you working as a DevOps engineer?
No, sir, I am
Yeah.
developer.
Yeah, for developers, it's not required because as a developer, you will go to the and pull request and you will merge the changes from one branch to another branch. Whenever we are having a multiple releases, a DevOps engineers will manage the branches in the project by using this merge and rebase manually.
Oh, okay. Then we can also use git pull to merge from one branch to another branch.
No. Git pull command is totally different. I will tell you tomorrow what is git pull. Git pull is when you are already working a particular branch, you are working, I am working in that branch. I have done some commits to the branch. You want to take the changes from that branch to your local. Then you will use the git pull for daily updates. Today morning, I have done a commit for the develop branch. I'm a developer. You are a developer. Today morning, I have done a commit for the develop branch. Whatever the latest code in the develop branch you want to take from the central repository or local repository, then you will go for pull command.
Okay.
Okay, pull is different, merge is different. Pull is to take the code from a particular branch to your local. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, merge is from one branch to another branch. Tomorrow I will tell you pull scenario.
Sure, sir. Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi. Could you please show the previous picture with the git merge?
Yes.
Yeah, this one. So yeah. So when you create another branch, my question was, why do we inherit it? We inherit from the master branch.
Because whatever the work is done in the master, same work required for the future also. Whatever the work I have done in the master, same code, whatever the development I have done in the master, same code is required for the future branch also. That is the reason we are going to inherit that.
Okay, so what about if you create another branch?
If you create another branch, then again, will you do the coding from the starting onwards, or you want to use the code which is already implemented? If you create another branch, it will be empty branch, right?
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So you want to use the existing functionality on existing code we want to use. On top of that, we want to make the changes.
So will you inherit from the master or from the feature branch?
Right.
So from which one?
From master, we are going to create the feature.
Okay, but like after the feature, if I want to create another branch, from who I'm going to inherit?
Basically,
From the
branches
master?
will be created from the master only. Master is the main branch, right? That is the head. That is the super
Okay.
branch.
Okay, so
Whenever
if
you want to create a new branch, always we will create it from the master only.
okay, so if I create another branch from master, then I will inherit from the two files, M1 and M2 only.
Right.
Okay, just another question. When I use this git init, it just gives me a path. It doesn't create the folder.
It will create a folder. Maybe you are hiding hidden files in your system. I told you how to display the hidden files in our system. Go to your file explorer option, enable that option to display hidden files.
Okay, thanks.
Right.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, madam.
In this example, you mentioned in the master, let's say you have number 5, which is go to the previous diagram.
This one?
Yeah, you have a number 5 as m2.txt, and I have, let's say, m3.txt as a 6. Okay.
Yes.
But I'm not interested with m3.txt, but I'm only wanted to add m2.txt merged into the feature.
No, that's not possible. When you do the
That's
branch
not possible.
merging, yes. When you do the branch merging, everything will be merged. You can't merge a particular file.
So if I wanted to go for particular file, then only UI is an option, or can I do from the bash?
Even if you go for UI also, branch
Hmm.
merging will happen total files. Whatever the files are there in the branch, complete files will be merged. You can't merge a particular file.
Oh, really? So if I wanted to get, I don't have any option at all. Let's
No,
say
no, manually then you have to commit it. Then you should not go for branch merging. Manually you have to commit that particular file. You can't do the branch merging for few files.
Okay, so manually I have to take it from master and then go and put it into the feature.
Exactly.
Ah,
Yep.
okay.
Hi, sir.
Thank
This is Kishore.
Yeah. Hi, Kishore.
Sir, after Sprint 1 release, we no need of tracking. So we are using this rebase
Rebase.
command. Can we
Exactly.
use wedge command also, sir?
If you want, you can use it. It will give you commit history, but it will be confusing, right? Previous commits will display, these commits will display. Why to confuse the people? If you want, you can use it, but basically not required.
Okay, rebase
So
is
basically only
recommended.
the recommendation, not recommended. So that's the
You can
there is no
use
harm.
anything. There is no harm. You can use anything. You can go for merge or you can go for rebase, but recommended to use rebase when you are moving from one sprint to another sprint.
And also, once please show that git merge log, sir. Once you said that M2 is M1 is from master, F1 is from
See
this
here.
feature.
Yeah. Here top log, the latest log is displaying here now. Can you see the latest log here?
Yes.
First one.
Yes.
Merged the branch from master and feature. This commit is displaying here.
Okay.
But here that is not displaying.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also the other observations are all the masters is showing first, whatever checked into the masters first, and then it is going to check.
That is also another observation, right? Yes. So whatever the master commits are there, they are going to the back.
So all are clubbed under master, whatever committed, they are showing first.
Yes, right. Yes. Whatever the changes are committed to the master, they are displaying. Then feature displaying at the first one. Committee history is not maintained by the rebase. Is it reserving the committee history? It is not reserved.
No.
It is not
And
reserving.
that feature is the name that you have chosen, or that is we can give any name, correct?
You can give any name. Generally, feature means the new enhancements we are going to develop. So we will give it as a feature branch. It is just name. You can give anything.
I can give feature underscore something for this one.
Yeah,
like that,
generally people will give. Now you are working as a developer. Currently, you have got one task ID called 123. Then you can create a branch because you don't want to do the changes in the existing branch. You want to create a new branch for your work because your work is very lengthy work and complex work. Then you can create a branch with a name called feature underscore 123.
Or Jira
That's
number,
fine.
whatever.
Yeah, that is basically a Jira number we will give for that feature branch.
Okay.
Now, the most important thing, because let me tell you guys, I'm working in a banking company. In my company, that security is very important. A lot of complex tasks we are going to work on, lengthy tasks will be available. When we are doing that work, I don't want to do the development in the existing branches because I am doing some research and development. My task may take 1 week of time to complete. So when I'm going to do the long development for 1 week of time, it is not safe to commit my code in the existing branches. Then what I will do for my Jira task, I will create a separate feature branch, feature underscore my Jira ID. I will do my code in this feature underscore 123 branch. Once my work is completed, once my testing is completed, then I will merge my feature branch changes to the master branch. It is always safe to do the development in the new feature branches. Don't do your development, don't do your experiment on the existing branches. If you do the experiment on the existing branches, other developers code will be affected because of your code. Jyoti, did you understand my point?
Yeah, that is very common. I understand, sir.
Yeah,
I have
good.
one question, sir, here.
Yeah.
Let's say we created features 1, 2, 3, right? And
Yeah.
let's say which branch I used to create the feature 1, 2, 3.
Wherever the latest code. Basically, we are going to create the branch from the main branch only, or master branch. All the development code, whatever the code is done by the developers, that will be created in the master branch. The final code.
For example, what I'm asking is, let's say you created features 1, 2, 3, your time, right? I don't know when. So when I'm looking later, okay, someone created 1, 2, 3. I wanted to know from which branch they used to create the 1, 2, 3. How do I know?
Basically, when you are working in a team, daily scrum meetings will be available. You will come to know that where the latest code is available. From that, you have to create.
but you have lot many developers, right? So each will be separate, right? So
basically for all the developers, one feature branch will be available. Feature underscore 123 is a my specific branch. You should not consider my branch. You need to consider the common branch which is using by all the developers. Maybe it will be a developer branch. Maybe basically in my company, we will use a common branch as a feature. Any ongoing development we will do in the future. If anybody want to create a new branch, they will create from here only.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. So here I have a question, right? You have a development, we have a QA, and we have a release, right?
Yeah, tomorrow I
will
tell you about the environments.
Okay,
Sir,
so
no need
how the
to-
master will get synced up? That's what my question.
Yeah,
you can,
tomorrow
if
I
you are
will.
covering tomorrow. Okay.
Tomorrow I'm going to tell you how the environments will be available for the application, how code will be merged from one environment to another environment. Okay.
Sir, before performing like a merge operation, sir, no need to perform like a push operation, sir. Not required.
And I mean, if you want to push it, you can do. But here I want to show you the log history. Only to
Okay, sir,
understand the
okay.
log history, push is not required. Commit ID will be log is generating at the commit level only. Then no
Okay,
need
sir,
of
okay.
going for push.
Okay, sir, got it. Thank you.
Sir, I have small doubts, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Not this one, git ignore command, sir.
Yeah,
This
sir.
target folder is deleted or pasted somewhere, sir.
It will not delete, sir. It will be available in your local system. It will not be committed. It will not be committed.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Okay.
It will not be deleted, sir. It will be available, but it will not be considered for the commit.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, course time, sir.
Sorry.
Course duration, sir.
Oh, you want to complete course, huh?
Actually, in my project, I got chance to work as a Devops engineer.
Okay. Man,
Sir, can you save this as a one file to the? Can you save this as a one file to the
మీ దగ్గర మా
notes?
ప్రీవియస్ ఉంటే కొంచెం ఇవ్వండి సార్, నాకు మా మేనేజర్ ప్రెజర్ పెడుతున్నారు స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి వర్క్ అని చెప్పని.
Okay, 1 second, sir. It will not preserve committee history. I will come to you.
I think it will not commit. It will not preserve commit history, means only the last commit it will not preserve, right? But
Last
history,
not,
it is
no. It preserving nothing but order. It is not going to maintain. See
okay,
here.
Okay. But the history we can get to see that.
You can see that. Yep.
We cannot see it in a sequence, right? So
exactly.
So that's why it is preserved. You are saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Now, next.
Can you upload this, sir? Don't put it. Can you upload all together so it will be
sure? I will do that.
Easy for us. Yeah.
Okay. Fine, guys. I think all the doubts are clear. Yeah. So tomorrow also we are going to discuss on the GitHub only, guys. Still some more commands are there. We are going to talk about that tomorrow. I will complete the discussion related to GitHub. Once the Git is completed, I will give you one lab task on the Maven and GitHub. Once it is done, then we will start the Jenkins. So the person who is asking when the course is going to complete, Jenkins will take almost a week of time, sir. After the Jenkins, then Docker and Kubernetes will start. Once the Docker Kubernetes completed, then you can start work as a DevOps engineer.
Are you going to cover CI/CD pipeline?
Exactly. I will cover that.
Okay.
Fine, guys. Thank you. No, sir. So no, this is my first DevOps batch, sir. I don't have any. Yeah.
Okay.
Fine. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir.